was doing my little research here that De Toro and Mike had a buddy they had, and Mike said, "No, I don't want this in the movie." And De Toro said, "Okay, I'll take it out if you give me some pages." There's no pages on the corpse, and he's got like 4 pages on his wall from McDonald's, so he didn't have that in the movie. I don't know what scene it was.
That would be cool. And I remember I love the BPRD, and I collected that series for a while. I did have to sort of, I collected everything for a while, but then it got so overwhelming.
Yes.
I did have to tap out. So then I took a break for a while, and Mike kind of came and went like he was writing, and then he wasn't doing all the art, and I just was like, I'll catch it later. But the one character that I love, every time he appears, I try to get like the one shots or whatever, is Lobster Johnson.
Yeah. That is my favorite character.
That's our pulp
But
jam.
then again,
Yeah.
I am a big fan of pulp and neo-pulp stuff. So
Absolutely. And
the
it's
thing
such a
that you-
love letter to all of that.
Put that in there, but that also becomes part of Hellboy's influences as well. That when you introduce Lobster Johnson, you get some of that sense of the type of hero he wants to emulate.
Yeah. Yes.
Along with these men that he fought with and grew up around and all of that, he's also got this very no nonsense, but at the same time it's got that weird Tales meets pulp over the top, crazy, hero stuff. The like ultra science type things with aliens and rays and what have you.
Also a little bit of combination of the Shadow and
Yes.
Doc Savage.
I was going to say it's kind of that, but
And a little
honestly,
bit with the spider.
honestly
yeah.
I'm a big spider fan, and the spider ran into everything from like the spores that make orchids burst out of people's chests to your more traditional
Pulp mastermind.
pulp masterminds and versions of the plague and would-be warlords that want to basically have things run amok and take over the country and world and what have you.
It is such a, sorry, it's just one of those things, it's just one of those characters that, like, I can't imagine trying to pitch that to anybody, and anybody going, oh yeah, that, like, we'll do a book called Lobster Johnson, like, that'll be, like, and where it has, it has a big claw, like an emblem on its logo on its chest, it's so ridiculous, and yet, in this world, Mike makes it work.
Well, yeah, I was just saying, it's interesting that Mike is able to integrate this character and make it work really well, because you think about it, so many times they try to bring Doc Savage back and it doesn't work. They try to bring the Shadow back and it doesn't work. They keep on failing on some of these pulp characters. So it shows how hard it is to get that right balance. And I think Mike's touching on that.
But to me, it also has that added thing that this is a world that has all of this crazy, supernatural, weird science stuff to it. So it's just,
of course there's a pulp.
it's the fictional pulp character for that world, but that makes so much sense because that really is the type of thing that in the long run you're going to have Hellboy fighting against.
And he's like, it's a world where, it's like he's influenced by these hero books he reads, but they're not fictional heroes, they're actually historical heroes.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is that I could say right now that in the one of the Hellboy movie with Dave Harbour in it, I thought, it was a bit of a mess, but the one thing I think they got right was Lobster Johnson. It had Thomas Hayden Church, and it's like after the movie was over, it's like, I don't know if I want another Hellboy movie, but I would love to have a Lobster Johnson movie, which never happened. I was also disappointed when they had those two animated movies, and they were teasing at the fact that there was going to be a Lobster Johnson story in the third one never made. So, like, oh man.
Not yet.
Not yet,
Never say no.
Especially for animation, you can only.
I mean, yeah.
And in fact,
still get Thomas Hayden Church to do it.
and get the animators that did Screwhead,
Screwhead.
because it evokes the Miller artwork of the animation so
Yes.
well.
Yes.
That they can do now, you know.
Yes. Well, even most recently, Doom That Came to Gotham, that's on Max now. That just came out like a few months ago, and I'm telling you, it doesn't look like Mignola Come to Life, but it's close, it's scary, it has all the same.
That's Magnola's story. That's loosely based on, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's
called Doom. It's a Batman animated cartoon.
Yeah, it's the Doom That Came to Gotham.
Doom That Came to Gotham, right?
Yeah, and it's creepy. It's
a lot of H.P. Lovecraft stuff.
It's a very and there's a lot of Lovecraft in Hellboy.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, I'm not telling you anything you already know.
I mean, it's basically his first comic.
Lovecraft and Poe, right? Like there's a lot of Poe in there too, like a lot of poetry, a lot of like yeah.
If you guys are interested, here's something. There's a movie, there's a biography on him, and it shows he's pulling out books that he really influenced him, or he gets juiced by. Ghost stories. He loves ghost stories. The one's M.R. James. The name ring a bell.
Yeah.
Sheridan La Fanu.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, Camille.
Yeah.
And then those Boris Karloff anthologies that Gone Key put out.
The Veil and
He claims those. And then the one book he says, this is the Hellboy universe. And so the return of Frank Stockton. So I have to look that up. But
Yeah, I don't. That's
really, so we all want to after tonight.
Yeah.
I'll need to go to the Google and start looking at Frank Stockton. And then he said Dracula was one of his favorite books.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was really into Conan, which led to Weird Tales, which led to Vietnam, and then the whole Poe era, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Howard and like pulpness to that core character, and it's right there with like a lot of like humor, but it's never silly. I mean, there's always the danger, and I think this is amazing that he pulls this off, is that as funny and ridiculous as the situations are, I mean, there's real things at stake here, and as the story goes on, you know, for us like normal people, it's pretty grim.
Yeah.
If you didn't read some of his word balloons, I think you just look at the artwork. It's like, wow, this is a creepy looking dark monster story.
Yeah.
You know, and then you read some of the quips he does, and it's like, oh, this is fun. Fun.
Yeah, I don't know, it was around the same time, but I mean, like, they were kind of doing that with Buffy, you know, where it was a kind of different vibe. I don't mean to, you know, it wasn't like aping each other, but there was that sort of like, that tension between horror and it wasn't camp, it was just kind of comedy.
Yeah.
Not like,
Just
not
finding
slapstick.
humor in the absurd and the dark.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, how do you deal with the darkness? You have a sense of humor, because if you don't, like, it will destroy you.
It will creep in.
Yeah, like, as Lovecraft would point out, it will make you mad. Like, it will make you insane. Yeah, do we have any other favorite characters or moments from Hellboy that you guys really appreciated? Any stories in particular that you really, really like resonated with